Back in 2022, I was skimming through Facebook Marketplace looking for some bikes, as we all do, and I came across this little thing. It's a 1993-ish Specialized RockHopper. At the time, it was one of the few bikes that I hadn't really ever owned or really had a go on, and Specialized, especially in this era, are very popular. So naturally, it was on my short list of things to try and pick up. And back in 2022, I found this one for £30. But as you can see from these images now, it was hella crusty, and to the point that it just needed to completely strip down and tear down. The paintwork was beautiful, it's a really nice colour, but there were so many chips and scratches and bits of rust everywhere, where apparently it was in a garage for like probably 20 years, just smashed about behind lawnmowers and all sorts of stuff. So I got to work. I stripped it back down. I tried to restore the paint as much as I could. I used some rust converter to kind of like protect it a little bit, and built it up to look like this. Now, as much as I liked the build, it looked really cool. Everything I wanted to put on there, I put on there, and it looked great. I didn't like the way it rode. It was mainly the top tube length. It just was quite a long bike, and it needed a shorter stem, and I think I finally did put a shorter stem on there at one point, and even then I wasn't really digging it. Also, back then, the part selection that I had wasn't quite what it is now, for example. I certainly didn't have any brand support, and I didn't have the kind of endless amounts of stuff to tweak it and change things. So the biggest complaint I had was the cockpit. It just was too, I just basically had a flat bar on there, it was too far away, and it just was just aggressive, wasn't comfortable. So when Sound Cycleworks came knocking and said, do you want to try a big stup? I was like, I actually know the exact build to do with that. So since I kind of sorted the frame out and got all the paint nice, it's seen some things. All the black marks you can see are rust converter, and all the rust marks you can see are new rust marks that I've created. That patch there is from a rubbing tyre, for example. But last time I built this up, I did use some T-cut, so you can see the metallic has come back a little bit, but it is a proper crusty frame. The best way to define what proper crusty is, it's this. It's well gross, but in a beautiful way. Straight into job number one, which is finding a seat post for this thing. I have an endless amount of seat posts, but every time you go and put it in the bike, you can never find the right one. This one's a modern seat post size. It was never going to be the right one. But after trying a bunch, I found this. It is gross, and I was not even going to bother trying it at all. But then I did try it, and it works perfectly. I didn't realise this at the time, but since now looking at the old photos of this when I first purchased this bike, this was the original seat post. I kept hold of it, even though it looked like this, and I'm glad, to be honest, because now we have a seat post. I'm going to hit it with a bit of Scotch pad and some JL69 penetrating oil, just to kind of like even it out a little bit. It's gross, it's messy, but like I kind of like the silverness of it. I kind of go for a bit of a silver vibe. So yeah, give it a good old cleaning, and it kind of looks cool now ish.
One big problem though was the bolt. That bolt was pretty crusty, and it was completely seized. I couldn't get it out. I did try for a very, very long time on camera, but every now and then I would smash my hand, and I decided to do it off camera instead. I decided to replace the bolt in the end. I stole it from another seat post. It took me a long time to find one that was correct and would fit, but now we have a seat post and it looks cool. I like the amount of crust it has. Now, when using crusty parts, it's very important to use some sort of anti-seize. This is a steel frame, and that is, I think it's probably aluminium seat post. So it's very important that yes, you use anti-seize, and lots of it in this circumstance. Now the headset is kind of chunky and doesn't run very nicely, and I could very easily just service it, maybe even put a new one on there. But I have this. This is the Eugene from Atelier Medium, and it is a 1-inch fork. So before we go into putting the new one on there, we need to take this old one off. So first things first, I need to, that wasn't actually that hard. That came off. There we go. Got it? There he is. It's to take this one off anyway. I wasn't sure exactly how easy it was going to be because it is pretty old, but I have taken this off at least once since I've owned this bike, so I think I must have forgot to record the last bit, but I've basically got this cup removing tool, stuck it in, and you hammer it and then it comes out. This top one was quite stuck. It took quite a bit to get it out. The bottom one was literally just one tap and it came straight out. Well, I have the frame like I have it. The little holes that are in these tubes are basically stuck the straw and this can into it and filled the tubes of the frame up with some penetrating oil. It's not going to do a lot. It will just kind of slow any other corrosion and damage down a little bit. But if you can, when you're in these sort of situations, just spray some in there. Oh look, I've missed the recording again. That's already in there. Now remember kids, when putting headsets in, we must use the correct tools. Now for the steering and for the cockpit, first things first, I needed to go and get some 1-inch steer, what these called, spacers, drop one, because this is a 1-inch fork. I had lots of 1/1/8, but no 1-inch. I also had this very nice, very beautiful crane bell, which had a little 1-inch spacer, so it just made sense that it went on this bike. And this bad boy, I found this, actually I didn't find this, I'm pretty sure it's the one that Robin sent me a link to, and ended up being Gaz's. Small world. Now I hear what you're saying, that stack height is ridiculous. Well, I'm not going to leave it like this. It's best to put it high, try it, and then you just cut it at that point. If you cut it beforehand, then you can't go up. You see? So next is wheels. These are some wheels that my mate Sean sold me a bike a while ago now, and it had these XT wheels on there with some Mavic rims, Schwalbe CX comps, cross-country comps. The tyres aren't anything to get too excited about, but I will be changing them to these Panaracer Gravel Kings. In the last video I talked about the Schwalbe click valves, so I'm going to take these old inner tubes and I'm going to upgrade them with the new click valves. Essentially, it's a new valve core mechanism. It allows a lot more airflow through the valve when pumping them up. If you're using this with tubeless, it also stops clogging and stuff like that. But essentially, you pull off the old valve core from the old tube and then you replace it with the new one. Straightforward as that. Dead simple. Some of the conversion kits will come with these little adapters for your old pump. You can also get replacement heads that you just cut the hose and replace it completely permanently. But I quite like this one, so you can still use it for other stuff as well. But this is how it works, and it is crazy satisfying to use. And I realise how excited I am getting over inner tubes, essentially. But sometimes it's the little things, you know? Charged spoons are the best saddles in my opinion, but everybody knows a Cambion is crazy good. And look at this one. I know it's a little bit out there, but look, it matches. Yeah? And the awards going to the best packaged handlebars I've ever received goes to Sound Cycle Works. I literally wet myself when this turned up. It's so clever. I think it's really good, and it obviously keeps them all protected. But these are the bars in question. Super high rise, nice bit of sweep, and they look pretty dope as well. Now it started getting a bit dark and I wanted to get at least a crank on before I finished. The crank is a Shimano Dior LX, very nice, and the chainring is medium Atelier, which obviously matches the fork quite nicely. I mean, the black crank also kind of matches it, doesn't it really? Pedals are V8s from DMR, my favourite pedal, probably the one I've used the most.
Now, when it comes to this bike, you can look at it many ways. On the theme, the kind of things that I want to build. It's kind of commuter, it's kind of just like a cruiser. It's a chill bike, but most importantly, it is made for fun. The most popular sticker that I've ever released is the warning sticker that I created. Looks a little bit like this. It says, "Warning, this bike is built for fun. Please ride irresponsibly." They are back in stock right now amongst a load of other stickers. Massive restock on the website. So if you're interested in picking up some stickers, even that one over there, and want to help me out, the link is down below, but it's saveoldbikes.com. There's loads of stuff on there. Stickers. Loads of stickers. Thanks.
Right, let's finish this bike up. Next, it is onto the cockpit, like this. So the levers are Shimano, the shifter is from Microshift, so Advent X, and then the grips are the grid locks from DMR. The grid locks are pretty new. They're essentially a grid grips. That's what they used to be, and now these are the grid locks because they lock. Get it? Even to my own surprise, I have bought silver V-brakes. I think it would go. I think there's enough silver going on, the wheels are silver and stuff. So yeah, I think this works. I mean, I don't hate it. I think maybe the silver works. We'll see. But the drivetrain is the Advent X from Microshift. I mentioned that once already. Just going to tweak around with the limit screws to make sure it's all kind of in the right place before we start getting it all together. For the chain, I had a couple of options. I've got this nice KMC rainbow chain and then this Shimano 10-speed whatever chain. And I decided, because of the purple already, this is probably best. I do like this, but I think this one is best. Yeah, I'm sure. This one. We'll put this one on there. Scratch that. It's got one of these stupid pins. I wanted a quick link one, but let's go see what's in the shed. So this looks bad, but I can tell you for a fact it's not had that many miles put on it. So let's clean it up and make it work. I didn't film myself cleaning it just because I was rushing to get this finished, to be honest. The kids wanted me to go inside and make them dinner, and I said no, I'm going to put a chain on the bike instead. It did need a couple of links taken out, so I measured it up, double checked it a couple times, and then cut the chain. That's not jewellery around my neck that I'm wearing, it's the cable that I'm going to use, or the housing at least. It's a pretty cheap but nice braided metal cable, so that's kind of cool. I did have a few other cables I was going to look at. One was grey-ish, but I feel like this is a little bit cooler, so this is what we're going to put on there. It didn't take a lot to get this all dialed in because both these components, it's all been on a bike before. I've got a sneaky feeling this derailleur had been on this bike at some point. So yeah, it didn't take a lot to dial it in. So I continued running around getting the cables all done on the brakes as well, and as you can see, as this clip goes on and on, it gets darker and darker. So I was definitely racing the light at this point, but I wanted to make sure I had cables all finished so that I could take it for a little spin the next day and chop that steerer down. Now when it comes to star nuts, I think you should just get a bolt, screw it in, and then just hammer it in as hard as you can. I decided to get one of these the other day. They were really cheap. You screw the star nut onto one end, stick it in, and then you've got a little bit of a guide basically to get it in. But apart from that, effectively it works the same way. Apart from this, definitely hammered it in a lot further than I expected. Yeah, look, it's kind of all like it just went straight down. I mean, it's fine, just, you know, I wouldn't have put it down that far usually. And that's that. The very last thing to do was to pop it all back together so we could stand back and look at it.
So when I started out this build, the whole point of this was to build it to the point where it was comfortable again and fun to ride. It is 100% that. Whilst I actually make this, I haven't ridden it that far. I've taken it around the block a few times, around the local area a little bit, just to kind of like get everything set up how I like it, and it just feels so nice. If I'm really honest, the bikes that I've been riding and building recently I've not ridden much 26-inch bikes, so it was kind of desperate need to build some at 26, and it is unbelievably good. Massive thank you to the guys at Sound Cycles. The bars are really nice. If you do want to check them out and learn more about them, I'll put a link down for them below. But whilst we're saying thank you to people, Medium Atelier have been a massive supporter of the channel for a long time. Chainring Fork was from them. The top cap is from Hex. It's an incredibly nice, basically a bit of jewellery for your bike. They're super fancy, all hand finished and handmade. They're really nice. And then DMR support the channel so much and are continuing to do that. And the grips and pedals just tip top. Now, I know that the people who watched to this point in the video are only people that are actually subscribed to the channel. They're the people that have been around for a while. So for those special people that have actually watched to the end, I have a little secret and slash surprise that I am working on building my very own bicycle frame. I'm not starting a bicycle company, nothing like that. I'm going to do the course at Stayer Cycles. So if you are interested in seeing that video will be kind of possibly next week, depending on how it goes. So that's something to look forward to. And I think we'll call it there. If you are not a subscriber and you've made it this far, thank you, that's really awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, now is your chance. You can do it right there. It's absolutely free and it helps me out a bunch. And if you cannot wait to the next video, that one there is a particularly good one.